Okay, so this is what the platform looks like today on the homepage. On the right hand side top corner, you get that AI button. You click on that button, and then it will just take. It's still on the same platform. There's no difference between this screen and the other screen. It just pops up with a new window. The idea here is that you land at this AI agent garden kind of link, and then you get a nice little prompt called "How can I help you?" Right. So I just want to quickly chat about the AI agent garden here. The garden is basically like an Apple App Store for Boomi, right? So all of our agents are listed in this. Just as we spoke about today, the GPT, Design Gen, Pathfinder, all of these agents that we talked about are right here. And then, as you already spoke, hopefully we'll see the SynapseWorks agent here as well,
Yeah.
with the other agent right here, right? So the idea here is that all the agents that are being developed by the partner ecosystem and internal product and engineering, and also our users are going to be posted here. So all the agents are going to be here in the AI agent garden, right? Now, the if we just quickly go back, this is where everything happens, right? So this is Boomi GPT in a way where you can just ask away your question. So my favorite would be, you know, how do I create a a process? So for me, if you look at it, that's a big prompt that I've created, right? So I can actually go create as much bigger prompt as I can, but this just gives you a depth of what you could do. So you can
Yeah.
actually go give it a prompt, and then that prompt will then take it in. It was now gonna figure out. It's gonna call a the design gen agent, and the design gen agent takes all that input from GPT and figures out that, okay, I need to create this integration based on all of these information, the error handler information, all of that stuff, and it's going to come back and then build that for me, right? Now, yes, that's all good and great. This is awesome. It's going to build it, but you can now add to this process as well. So you can keep adding as much information as you want, right? So add, um, I haven't tried this before with this one, but let's just try it on the fly, right? So add a connection to Shopify after um, the SFTP connection with a branch shape, right? So now
Mm.
what it's going to have to do is just look at, so it can keep building on the existing process that it's already built on the fly. So you can keep adding more and more and more functionality to it. So now you can actually see that it's added the branch, and then it's just going to go away and then say, right, before the branch, it's going to go add that Shopify connection and then start to go ahead and do it. So you can actually see that it's going to go to SFTP, do some data processing, and then go there. And then also as a second step, it's going to go to Shopify, do the same processing again, right? So the idea there is that you can keep adding more and more functionality to it. And this prompting is going to mature over time. Just bear in mind that this is just 3, 4 months in.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, once it comes to a point where it understands, it gets better at creating these processes. I know there is a newer version of GPT coming, Boomi GPT coming as well, where it's more improved now, right? So there's a lot more innovation being done as we speak by the product team to actually improvise on all of this as well. So let's just say this looks good and create the process. It's just going to go away and create the process. Now, coming back to all what we've talked about so far, it was going to create the process. And not only that, it is now going to ask and not accidentally double up on your connections. It's going to start asking for reuse because obviously with Boomi, reuse is a big thing. It's
Mm.
it's a fundamental tenet of the platform. Without reuse, you shouldn't be doing anything. So everything is built in Boomi with reuse in mind. So the idea here is to say, hey, you're actually connecting to all these systems. Would you like to now create a new connection to that system, or would you like to reuse existing connections? So I can go away and ask to say, right, just reuse these existing connections and then go away. Now, going forward, you don't even have to have these mouse clicks anymore. You can actually specify the actual connections that it should be reusing, and you don't even have to do this anymore. It will be completely hands off to say, right, I know which connections to use, I know what to do. It's going to go away, create the process, and not only that, you know what? It's going to let you document it on the fly too. Now, again, just like I said, you don't have to go sit here and then keep clicking these buttons. You can include that in the prompt in the future. Say, do this, use these connections, build this complex process. Oh, and by the way, document it for me. And it's going to go away and document the whole thing for me. So all the prompt that I've given, it's going to go away, understand what it's done, create an image. This is not the process
Far out.
itself, this is just an image. It's going to go do the metadata for me. It's going to create the business context based on the shapes that you've used and the functions that you've created as part of that. All of this is on the fly, ready to go, right? Now, all of that documentation can now be downloaded as a Word document, and in the very near future, I'm sure, this is going to be an API that you can just invoke out of the box. So just say one API, go to invoke, and once you download that, it's going to give you a nice little Word document that it will just open up, nice little way, and then go, boom, that's your document right there.
That is phenomenal. I mean, right there. What that's done, the amount of time and hassle and frustration and all that other good stuff, it's saved. And you do that on an a interface by interface basis. It's going to save so much time on any project. It's just phenomenal, phenomenal. It blows my mind.
Yes, and it's only gonna get richer from here, right? It's gonna have more value, more business context, more generic documentation that you would like to have, because this is more, if you look at it, this is more a bit more technical on the technical side. SFTP, action types, Shopify, business users may not be able to akin to all of this information. So the idea here is that, well, we've got the basics in place, rock solid foundation in place. Now, the only way is up. It's only
Yeah.
going to get richer. It's only going to get smoother. It's only going to get that much more easy to document everything straight out of the box. And there will come a time where 95 to 98% of that documentation will be accurate to your standards as well.
And Ram,
Yeah.
did you just say, just to make sure that I heard this correctly, but you just said that all of these Boomi AI agents are free.
Yeah, they're 100% free.
So that is even better, right? That to me, this is like a no-brainer for pretty much any customer.
Mate, it's absolutely a massive no-brainer. Just think about the money that a customer's going to save if they purchase Boomi and implement their integrations using Boomi, right? Because every other platform out there, they're going to have to write all this stuff still, like we've been doing for the last 30 years. This is just such a game changer, and for it to be free, you don't have to pay for this. I mean, that is massive value. Kudos to the team. I think Ed in the US for pulling this one off and being this innovative, and then adding this value back to their existing customers and every customer that ever buys Boomi in the future. Phenomenal.
Yeah, it's just amazing, and this is what makes our lives in the pre-sales and strategy and architecture makes a lot more easier, because now we are not talking slides anymore. We are not shying away from actually showing the customers that, hey, you know what? We're not going to go slides anymore. No more slides for you. We'll show you how it works. And in Boomi, we've been doing that for quite a while now. We use very less slides. We never show huge slide, 50, 60 slide presentations to customers anymore. Maybe two, four, five slides and we're done and we're straight into the product demonstration because that's where rubber meets the road. That's where the light bulb moments are had. That's where, with platform like Boomi, we're never, afraid of actually opening up the hood in front of the customer, say, and like I just did, I just freestyled it right in front of you off script. I didn't know what it was gonna do, but you know what? It's getting intelligent. It's getting more richer. It's intelligent. It's much more easy to use. So now I can now go away and then say, right, take a look, and it's gonna give me the process it created. Right? This is not a, smoke and mirrors kind of thing. This is actually showing you what it's built straight out of the box. Right? Now, that's one
Wow.
bit. The other cool bit that I just want to quickly chat about is the Boomi Detective, right? The Boomi Data Detective is what actually goes away and is right there on the front page of the platform here, right here, right? So the Boomi Data Detective, as we spoke about today, it actually looks at the metadata and classifies your data structures so much so that it gives you a nice little view of where the data is flowing from and to. So if I go have a look at the view details shape, it's going to go away, look at it, refresh it, and say, right, you've got two processes. I've restricted I've got a bit of a restricted tenant because I've got so many processes in place that I don't want to overwhelm it. I've kind of confined it to two processes just for the demo purposes, but this gives you an idea. Basically,
Yeah.
what it's trying to do is trying to look at these two processes across 17 data fields, which has got about one country attached to it with one connector, and it's classified that there are two PII categories that that information that those processes contain across those data structures. So now I can have a tabular view, and the tabular view actually says, okay, you know what? In this process, I have a PII category, and those PII categories are applied to these fields across that country. Okay, so what it's saying is that, hey, this process is traversing through these fields into this country, right? And
Wow.
it is going to also give you that viewpoint of filtering. So I want to only look at health data. It's going to say, right, recipient type, send email, and all of this stuff is got a bit of health data in it. So it's going to tell you which fields is it actually looking at and classifying them as, right? Now, this is pretty cool because when you look at it visually, if you have a look at any of these processes, it will tell you that, hey, okay, have a look at this process and have a look at this country, and it's going to give you a view of, okay, this is where the process is, this is what this country is, that's the personally identifiable information in here, and it's going to show you where the instances are that the integrations are integrating with straight up. So if there were any processes, I've restricted it for now on my tenant because of the enormous amounts of demos that I've got. It's going to probably, not be good with what it's going to do. But the idea here is that once you get it, it's going to do all of that stuff over here. Maybe you've got a runtime instance in New Zealand, right? So it's going to go away, give you a link from Australia into New Zealand, back into North America because your Salesforce would be usually be in North America. Come back. Maybe your WMS is sitting in Queensland somewhere. It's going to come back and show you a line to Queensland and then come back. So all of that information is precious. You need to know this straight up. Usually, it would take a huge SQL query somewhere in the back end to figure out whether the information is current, whether the information is correct, current, correct, and sanitized, and corrected and deduplicated. All of that stuff is ready to go with Boomi, right?
This is
And that's what's important.
this is pretty phenomenal, really. So I think all of a sudden there's now a tool that's available that allows you to see where your data is going, the sovereignty of that data. And what you just showed in that demo. I know it's demo data, but you can see that personal data is going from one country to the next, and you know, being able to see that visually and drill down on it in a platform like this is like, Carlos, you know of any other integration platform that has this level of tooling and capability? I mean, this can save an organization not just millions in fines for data leaving country, but reputational damage. It can protect against all of that kind of stuff. It gives you the tooling to be able to really do what you need to do as an organization around sovereignty and privacy. Very, very cool.
And the
Very
best part
powerful.
of this, Malcolm, as I just mentioned before, it is included as part of the Boomi platform, and it is just going to get better. That to me, it is absolutely a no-brainer, and this is what gets us very excited to be a Boomi partners. That we are truly taking these technologies, the best of technologies, to our customers, and ensuring that they are going to have just the best way to treat their data, to see their data, and to use their data in the best way as possible.
Yeah, I didn't realise that this was the capability of DataDetective. I just learned something new. Thanks, Ram. This is something I'm going to shout about now to our customer base.
That I could share. Again, going back to the comment that I was making before, right? Once customers get used to the platform, once they get using the platform in anger, the amount of integrations, APIs, data models, events, and workflows they're going to build on the platform is going to be huge. So this will be a phenomenal agent to keep track of all of that, so that customers don't lose track of the sovereignty, the security, of the information that is being traversed through this backbone of data called Boomi, where most of their integration data is flowing through, right? So the idea here is that, yeah, go ahead, go for your life, do all you want to do with Boomi. Better yet, we're going to give you another tool to keep track of it all and control it all and give you a view of everything that's going on with full transparency in mind.
And you just did a very good glimpse of the power of the Boomi AI agents. To me, it is going to help any viewer to see what this is all about, and the importance of, if they are Boomi customers, good. If not, then good as well, because with this they can see how quickly they can integrate their systems. They can maintain them working properly, and they can see their data. They can maintain documentation. All of these things with a very, very simple way, in a way that AI agents are ultimately taking most of the effort to get it done in the first place. I think this is brilliant. So I really thank you, Ram. I also learned a lot today. Every time that we have opportunity to talk to you, I learned more, and this was great. And with your comment, this is just the beginning. This is just going to get
Yeah.
better. I feel very, very excited about what is coming ahead.
No, thank you, Ram. Look, guys, it's been fantastic to chat about all things Boomi AI agents. I'm really excited to see the direction that Boomi is taking us in, with the significant investment that the team are making in the overall AI capability across the platform, especially the AI agent ecosystem and the AI agent garden that we've seen today. I know that we are already seeing our teams and our customers using the new Boomi AI capability to design and build some pretty cool AI agents, and I have no doubt in my mind that the Boomi AI agent ecosystem is going to see phenomenal growth in the coming months and years ahead. We said it earlier, but AI agents are definitely the kind of new API. I think they're going to be popping up like rabbits all over the place. So having that kind of central application view and perspective around those AI agents, having that control plane to govern, build, and secure our newfound AI capability is going to be critical to any organization that is experimenting with and implementing AI agents into their production environments. Look, I, for one, believe the Boomi platform is on the leading edge of this capability. I can't see any competitors doing anything even close to this. And I can't wait to see what new developments the product team have in store for us. Ram, you've hinted and intimated there's a bit more coming, and I'm amazingly excited to see what's coming in the months and years ahead. Look, I hope that everyone that's lasted this long, it's actually ended up being a longer recording than we'd originally planned. As Ram says, we love talking about this stuff. But anyone that's got this far and is kind of still watching, I just hope everyone's got something of value out of our chat today with Ram and Carlos. If you want to know more about the presenters, if you want to know more about the Boomi AI agent ecosystem and the platform, then please check out that kind of description below, where you're going to find all the links you need to reach out to the guys here today. Before we finish the session, I'd like to thank you for spending this time with us today. If you've liked what you have seen, then please do us all a big favor. It really does matter. Hit the like button, hit subscribe buttons below. And if you've got any questions for anyone in the chat today, then please feel free to drop your questions and views in the comments below. Thanks, everyone. And that's a wrap, guys.
Thank you, Ram. Thank you, Malcolm.